try and be quick, but I don't have everything prepped for this one already. But let's go ahead and start. So again, PSA sets or things we intend to send to a card grading company. So we got this not 100% old, but older than some of the coins that have come out. Pikachu coin. Again, no year, and I know this came out of some sort of set, but I couldn't tell you. Some surface scratches and some chips. Again, coins are really hard because they don't really give a criteria, and we haven't sent any in ever yet. So we're going to guess 8 to 9, but you go ahead and guess what you think. Now, as far as I'm aware, we do have to send our coins into the PSA because I'm not tracking. Of course, I haven't really looked into it, to be honest. I'm not tracking BGS or CGC or any other grading company doing collectible coins, but we know PSA does, so we intend to. Ooh, this actually is probably one of the worst Mankey coins I've seen. So if you didn't see it yet, look at how terrible the centering is on this Mankey sticker. I think I said coin earlier. Like nothing on the edge top, gigantic. I wonder if I can get this to be considered MC for miscut for PSA. Maybe the back is clean though. How's the back? Back's still roughed up. It's kind of the repetitive pattern with these. Just they got like a gloss enamel coating, so on the front. So the front it actually is almost always in really good shape. I guess besides the centering for this one. Now the centering's so atrocious, but since I'll probably get into the label it is miscut, that should not go against it. But it will have the MC in the label. So we'll just say 8. Now you might, if you don't know, you might be thinking, well, it's really high, but the MC, the miscut, is supposed to get rid of that, like terrible centering it has on it, because that is the miscut sticker for sure. Now we got this is Premier Series, yeah, Premier Art Box, Haunter and Ghastly. It'd be nice if Gengar was on here. Centering's not the worst I've seen on these, and there's not as much smudge stuff as there usually is, so that's good. And the back, there's a lot of like whiting on the top and bottom. That puts us down to maybe like a 6 category, so not my favorite, but we'll see what happens. And again, as much as you've seen me start to lately alternate between who I send cards to in terms of these little snapshot stickers and coins, I don't know if the other graders grade these, and I think I'm just going to stick with sending these into the PSA almost no matter how bad I think they'll be graded. So we've got a Wigglytuff Jigglypuff, and for the longest time, actually, I completely forgot about Wigglytuff, like in terms of like Pokemon. I've always remembered Jigglypuff because Jigglypuff's the one you play a lot in Smash Bros, which has been a long time for me as well. Centering's off, but really it's getting better and better. And then just massive gap. I wonder if I can get MC for this as well. If I can get MC, I would say 9. If not MC, probably 6, because the centering's just so atrocious. Other than that, it's in pretty good shape. I mean, I think, to me and a lot of people, I think they really just care about the front not being completely devastated or torn up. Ooh, this one's a good one, in my opinion. Everyone really likes Flareon, or I would think so, like the inner kid, because fire Pokemon, cool stuff. So Flareon Eevee, I think they use the same Eevee picture for all of them, Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon. Centering's a little off, not too many smudge lines. The back's a little bit better, some nicks. I think I'm just going to say 7, and I don't think it's drastic enough to say miscut, so we'll run with it. Ooh, I think people are going to like this next one. I always do. I do wish it was holographic in first edition, but it is what it is. Oh, I know which set this is, and wow, yeah, no, that is a really bad top loader. Okay, so this is a brand new top loader. This wasn't like from somebody, and I just opened it. I'm sorry, but somebody's don't get this as a giveaway top loader, because I don't want my Charizards getting really badly damaged on the way to the grading service. However, that person will receive, I guess this isn't a nickel or a dime sleeve. I mean, it's like in between. I guess it's a dime sleeve. So I got a non-hollow Dark Charizard. Border looks fine. Everything looks fine on it. Nothing crazy, nothing amazing. Ooh, we're gonna do an ultra zoom because we can't tell if that's smudge or part of the card. So the way you can tell is if you can, so that's a smudge because you can see it over the wax. See how the black text becomes basically completely concealed by the white light, but the smudge is still visible. It's a very small smudge though. That smudge is on there good though. Could be ink on the wax, and that's really hard to remove. So we'll zoom back out. Don't think that counts as a misprint of any sort. How's the back? Now this one I can actually really feel. The other one I couldn't feel. When you can feel them, it's definitely a lot easier to remove. But again, that might be like in the wax. I'm feeling this little black one right here. Like that might just be, wow. Visible. Some people are probably cringing. I am too. Alright, so that came off. I think that's don't come off. That's kind of rough. I don't want to send it to CGC. I think I'm going to risk it and still send it to PSA. However, I don't even know what to give as a guess for this one, though, at this point. Maybe 6 to 7. That might be high. Oh, well, let's run with it, right? Next up, another Charizard. Charizard EX from Generations. I consider these hollow. Now, for me, with these newer things, I can't tell of any misprints. Other YouTubers know them pretty well, if there's any misprints or not. And for me, also, centering's kind of hard. I have to go with what I can tell. It looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit thicker on the left than the right. Not seeing any crazy scratches. I think that's supposed to be part of the card. Yeah, it's definitely part of it. I think 8. I think that's a good 8. I saw some stuff that makes me kind of go, eh, but really, I think that's a good 8, and I can live with it. 8. Ooh, another Charizard with a dime sleeve, so we'll take him out of the dime sleeve and replace that with a penny sleeve, so that way someone can be lucky to win that dime sleeve in another giveaway we do. So let's go ahead and pull that out. Luckily we have a penny sleeve right here. And this is a Charizard from, it's a promo Charizard GX. Centering's decent. No crazy scratches. This might be a BGS. Like, send a BGS. She's pretty smooth. Oof. I think it's a 10. BGS. So yeah, I'm really starting to pile up I have a pretty good pile in the CGC, but I'm really starting to create really starting to get a BGS pile growing, which is good. I don't think I have a penny sleeve. Oh, I do have one more penny sleeve on hand, so I don't have to leave the deck. That's good. Just leave another Charizard EX. I'm going to need another penny sleeve. Dang it. Okay. He has a nickel sleeve on him. So this is a Charizard EX from Evolutions. Centering looks fine. A little bit of a corner uprise right there. Let's zoom in and see if it's not the worst. Zoom back out. Back is in pretty good condition. I think even with that corner uprise, maybe a BGS 9. I don't think I'm being too unreasonable here, you know. I think people nowadays really keep their Charizards in good conditions. And so I think it's not too uncommon to find good condition Charizards. Okay, I've got several. Hold on, I can start grab some penny sleeves. I have them nearby. Give me 1 second. I've got several cards still in nickel and dime sleeves. Okay, so we have a Mewtwo EX from Evolutions. Pull them all the way out of their nickel sleeve. Centering is so hard to tell for me on the front of these. It's hard to see scratches too. This one looks really solid. Really like how he's presented on this card. Oh. I think it's another BGS. I honestly do. I think he needs to go to BGS. I want to. No, I'd probably say send all of your near perfect cards, no matter which ones they are, hollow, non-hollow, big deal, small deal. If you've got a near perfect card, send it to BGS. It's worth the extra few bucks. It'll pay off in the short run and in the long run. You won't see it right away depending on the card for the short run, but in the long run, you'll see it pay off. Next up is a Lugia from Fates Collide, non-hollow. Little beat up here and there. Centering's a little off. And that's what makes me say PSA 9. That might be low, or it might be high. But we're going to send this guy to PSA. I saw some stuff on here that kind of makes me go, a little bit of centering here and there, a little bit of whiting here and there. Stuff that kind of just adds up, and rather just send it to PSA. Now next up is a Lugia team up. Ironically, there is no one teaming up with him on this one. So we're going to go ahead and pull him out. He's got a nickel sleeve. What is he shooting at in that picture? Just shooting. Okay. Centering looks fine. Hollow surface looks great. Oh, centering's a little off top to bottom. How's the back? A little beat up, a little beat up. PSA again. Again, there's just some things that make me go. I mean, I was kind of excited to send this guy to BGS, to be honest, but there's some things that make me go, that might be better as a PSA. I could see it getting a 9 as well. Might be lower. They're pretty crucial on their centering. Next up is another Lugia. However, I couldn't remember which series this one was from, but I will find out later when I do to actually send it in like into the system and everything. But it looks like to be in super solid shape. This will probably be a BGS, possible 10. Now, what people are saying nowadays is a BGS 9.5 is the equivalent of a PSA 10. And I don't know how I feel about that. I can see it being 10 BGS. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. What I mean by that is BGS grades 1 through 11 technically. and PSA grades 1 through 10. And I just don't think BGS should be worth more than PSAs based on that alone. Obviously, a BGS 11 should be worth more than a PSA 10. Although under technicalities, it's the same equivalent technically. Nothing wrong with this one on the front. And the back's pretty solid. It's going to be a BGS. But I got to go with the flow, you know. BGS has a higher value demand. And for my higher value cards, I might as well, you know. Or for cards that I think are going to be of a higher grade, might as well send them into BGS. Yeah, my bad. I wrote you down as BGS, and I wrote you down as BGS. Gotta keep those separate. Although I would catch it, hopefully, with my little paper system I have here, which I highly recommend, by the way. So this is a Lugia from Call of Legends. Interesting text choice they did down here. There is some surface scratches, but everything else seems to be in order, which is pretty good. I think I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna say BGS. Good news is BGS 8 and PSA 8 really kind of go for the same amount. However, I don't know if it's harder. I want to say I don't do subs, so I'll say 8 BGS. I just don't do subs, just not me. Pre-release Misty Seadra. I always thought the pre-release cards, especially when they were writing pre-release on them, were really cool. I already see some damage on this up in the corner. A little uplift. Lots of surface scratches. So I can already tell you I'm doing PSA, maybe even CGC. I'm gonna say PSA, and all said and done, probably like a 7. The PSA just doesn't seem to care that much about surface scratches to the hollow foil. And, like, to me, that's one of the most important things. Alright, so we got a first edition non-hollow Fossil Seadra. Try and get that baby set up. What we looking at? Some nicks on the top. Centering though overall is really good. Like, it's just thick, but it's thick everywhere. Some white, oh yeah, nicks everywhere. PSA 6? Maybe 7? I'll say 6 to 7. And I might be like, why even bother at all? And, you know, between the graders, well, they also fluctuate in value, the graders themselves, and PSA is cheaper for me. And so your price difference really doesn't start to kick in until around 8s and up anyway, so it's a really nice card. I pulled this. Gotta say that. I pulled this. By law, I'm required to say that. It's a BGS though. That is a BGS 10. I will be shocked if it's not, as I pulled this. As clean as the kids say. That should have been from Vivid Voltage, I believe. Okay, so we got a white Kyurem. I have not looked up how to pronounce his name. I need to, because I have a lot of them. Or I had a lot of them. I think this is the end of it. Let's go ahead. Reverse hollow Kyurem from Fates Collide. Centering looks fine. Not really. There's some surface damage. And some nicks. PSA 8 to 9? Oh, do I PSA him or do I BGS him? That's a hard one. That's a hard one. I think I'm going to PSA him. Say 8 to 9. And then next up is a Kyurem Hollow Unbroken Bonds. This one I might BGS. All foil, which is fantastic. Not fond of the picture though. Could have done a better picture. Centering looks great. Not really any nicks. There's like whiting all of a sudden though on the back. BGS 8 to 9? I think I'm going to BGS this one. Whoops, did not want to put them like that. Alright, so, yeah, 8 to 9 BGS. And that'll be a good test subject between that one and the other one. I know they're not the exact same card, but good test of the grades. Well, without further ado, everybody, it was fantastic. Really take the time to separate your cards for the graders you want to send them to, especially if you go large set like this, and make sure you're playing our giveaways. Thanks. Bye.